Aaron with ITS here. I'm in the shop today. I was getting ready to go back to making some boards, and Kathy thought that maybe I should show you what happened to my Vevor reflow oven and what I did to fix it. Super quick here. We've got one of these T962A units that so many people have. I actually did do the United Engineering update on this and replaced all the masking tape with Kapton tape and added a thermocouple onto the control board to better control the temperatures. And that has worked mostly pretty well for the last couple years. I've been quite happy with it. It's got a nice big drawer, can do quite a few boards at a time depending on how big they are. So I haven't had any major issues until last week. I was running some more boards and this little guy died on me. This is the IEC inlet for the power. See, is that zooming in here? And interesting about these is this reflow oven will pull about 12.5 amps when it's running and heating. Well, this connector is only rated for 10 amps. More importantly, the fuse that they put in it is rated for 15 amps. So something interesting happened. The fuse did not blow, naturally, but the connector eventually, over time, failed. And lucky for me, it melted instead of caught fire. So I had to deal with that. And this is what I did. I took apart the unit, which you can kind of see here. I've unscrewed everything, but let's just take a look at the back first. Okay, so this is the old IEC cable. And since I pulled the connector that was right here out, this is just a pigtail I bought from the hardware store and a fuse holder that will let's see if I can get this to turn. Okay, I'll get a screwdriver. Okay, holding that camera was annoying, no doubt, for you and for me. Okay, here we go. So there's my new inlet pigtail. Got this from the hardware store. 14 gauge wire, okay. Cable gland. I made a new piece of aluminum here, screwed in the back so it would go, here's where the relay is, right? And here's the switch. So I had to add a fuse, and I'll put these parts in the comments or whatever here, but here's the new fuse, just a barrel. This is a 5x20 millimeter fuse. I could have reused the old one. I didn't realize it was a 15 amp until after I'd already bought this fuse, but good to have these on hand anyway. So this just goes in there like that. Very simple. Screw it in, home it, done. Okay, so that is simple. And then on the back of this thing, we have a bunch of screws here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Although I think I only have 6 because, of course, why not? And I'll show you kind of what I did on the inside here. All right, here's the inside. So here's my cable gland and the plate that I made. So a couple things. When you take this connector off, there should be, this normally, it was oriented like this on the unit. So we had the load wire here, your wire that was here, and then this black wire right here on the back that's connected to the switch was on the load side. So took this out, added this fuse in here. Now we go load wire that's connected to this switch, goes to the fuse. Black wire on my, I should probably look at that. Yeah, I did that right. Okay, so we've got the black wire load to the switch. Here's my black wire from the wire to the fuse. So a 15 amp fuse in there. And then from the relay here to the neutral. And then the green wire is my ground, which is connected to chassis ground here. So that part doesn't change. The key thing to remember is that you want to use a pigtail here with 14 gauge wire so that it will handle that load. And then a 15 amp slow blow fuse because this will draw 12.5 amps or so. So anyway, easy thing to do if you've got the parts, and I'll kind of show you the parts that I used in the comments. But yeah, this IEC is not rated for the current that this unit draws. In fact, it's stamped right on there, 10 amps, super duper. So all in all, I've been happy with the Vevor, not gonna lie, but not happy with this. That wasn't scary until after the fact when I figured out what happened. So be smart out there and be safe. And if this helped anybody, then I hope it does.